calling all angels. So, Christopher Von Dam here with Liquid Gold Honey, as per usual, talking about our unusual, spiritual, high-frequency, valid topics that are less talked about in the mainstream. And today we're talking about another added layer of protection, spiritual protection, because there is a spiritual realm going on all around us. You might have heard of some people talking about the fairies that live in the forest, or the gnomes, or the elves. I used to think that was just in fairy tales. That's why they would call them fairy tales. But it's true. They are little things going around in typically higher frequencies than most surface-dwelling humans, so they're not visible to most of us, to our naked eye. And then there's, on the other side of that coin, there's other entities that may not be as positive, that are all around us. And they actually have the ability to go inside of most people's bodies. So that's potentially a risk, because they could potentially take over your thoughts and have you even do things that you would not normally do, or thoughts would come into your mind and you would think that they're your thoughts. But a lot of times they're not. So it helps to call in angels. So call in our archangel, or some people call him Archangel Michael, some people call him Archangel Michael. He's most likely the most powerful angel in this solar system, and maybe beyond. I'm not sure, but I know in this area he is apparently, the most powerful angel, and he's so fast because through one of my meditations I was sensing when I was calling in the angels. I call in Archangel Michael, sometimes Archangel Gabriel, call in angels, call in archangels, call in guardian angels, extra ones, especially if you're going into an area that maybe is a little shady. Maybe it's you're around some people you don't really know. You don't know if they might have attachments to them with some of these entities inside of them. I'm finding that it seems like there is a large portion of people on this planet right now that have entities attached to them and are feeding off of them and or living inside of them. And the people don't even know it. And it affects their consciousness, their physical being. It affects their decisions. Some of them have multiple entities attached to them, like different places. They like to latch around people's upper neck because they can suck more energy out of there, or their lower spine. Those are some energy strong points of the body. So anyway, we have to protect ourselves. Call in angels. You say to yourself, because they understand telepathically. They get it. They're beyond, us. So, that's why they're in the angelic realm. So I wouldn't say that they have nothing better to do than to help us, although they find great joy, great pleasure, great honor in helping us, because they've gotten to the point where their lives in the angelic or etheric realm is all service. That's all it is service. You don't have to worry about eating. You don't have to worry about exercise. You don't have to worry about connecting to Mother Earth and grounding and nature and money, all this surface stuff. Anyway, they're on another level. So I was sensing in a meditation, I was calling in the angels, and I sensed them moving around me at almost light speed. And it was one of the only times that I really kind of saw them. I guess it was like the perfect moment, or the stars were aligned for me to be able to see that. And they were like, they were clearing out the room of every dark force, dark entity, dark spirit, dark being that was in an etheric realm. So the point is, you call in angels, they got your back. They're going to come, they're going to assist you, they're going to help you. And you can ask specifically. You can name certain places to remove the dark spirits, certain individuals to help remove dark spirits. The only time they couldn't remove the dark spirit from that individual is if that individual had some sort of contract to have an attachment of some sort, and then to have to deal with that on a personal level, or, personally work through that. So, although it does help, it helps. I've noticed it makes a world of difference when you call in the angels. Basically, do it to yourself all day long. Surround me with angels, surround me with archangels, surround me with guardian angels. Archangel Michael, please, can you come here? Can you please surround this area? Can you please surround my car? Can you please surround me? Can you please surround the city that I'm in? And remove all darkness and negativity and negative spirits and negative forces and dark spirits. They do it. That is not only their job, it's their pleasure and it's their honor. And when you call them, they are here. So, very higher level beings can bilocate, be at two places at once, trilocate, and be at so many places at one time. I don't know if there's a limit to it. It's so many. So, the point is, there's huge benefits calling in the angels. So call in the angels every day. Surround yourself with angels. Call in Archangel Michael. Call in the angels for spiritual protection in a world that most people think this is mostly a physical world. There is a lot of physical nature to it, although it's mostly spiritual. I can't say it's mostly spiritual because, I got to the point where I thought, well, the body's temporary, but we never really die. Our spirit, our soul never dies. We leave the body and then we go on to the next, learning. And so I thought that, maybe the spiritual is really the most important. Although I'm finding in this existence, in this incarnation as a, solid being on this planet, on the surface, that it's about balance. It's because we do, in order to enhance our spiritual nature and our spirituality, we also have to take care of our physical, our body, our structure, our automobile, our vessel, our vehicle. And the more that we take care of our vehicle, the better that we can actually perform spiritually, mentally, psionically, emotionally. So it's actually 1/3 spiritual. This is where we, I'm finding through my own self-research is to focus the most of our energy equally in 3 parts. Spiritually, physically, and when I say spiritually in this realm, I'm also meaning emotionally, because spiritually and emotionally they're almost the same. They're so hand in hand in this context of this 1/3 focus that I'm talking about. I'm putting spiritual and emotional in one of those 1/3 categories, 1/3 physical, and then 1/3 mental. So it is by learning new things, by reading, by exploring, by learning science, by learning biology, by getting a deeper understanding of certain mathematics or mathematical equations or astrology or astronomy or different sciences, are absolutely fascinating. And there's so much to be learned, and there's so much that the mainstream does not know, because then there's quantum physics, which is so fascinating. So I'm wishing everyone the most powerful, protected, high frequency, self-loving, and then loving everyone else equally. So I find that's the new flex. Loving ourselves eternally and unconditionally, and then equally loving everyone unconditionally and eternally. Because when we see them, we're seeing a part of ourselves that we love, or, it's more of something to work on. So anyway, I'm so grateful for all of you. I love all of you. And I wish you all the strongest, happiest, loving, self-loving, and loving everyone unconditionally life ever. Calling in all angels. Namaste.